Welcome to BGFG episode. What the hell are we on? 446? 447? What am I on? 446.
446.
I'm your host, Chris Phoenix, and joining me, as always, my brother from another mother, Mr. Free Z. How are you doing this week, sir?
I am doing very well.
Good. That's good to hear.
Did that sound believable?
Almost.
Okay.
I've got so many drugs hopped up in me right now, I can breathe. It's been crazy weather. I hate to be the old person that talks about weather, but between my allergies just going into overdrive and then having rain, which is just pain, it just absolutely sucks. I mean, I know you've had rain, a lot of rain too, so you know what that feeling's like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's that time of year. The forecast is the same every day. Scattered thunderstorms.
Yeah. And then the sun's out. You're like, all right, cool. And I got the other day, I got the weed whacker out. Even though I have allergies, I can't not do something. And I had the weed whacker out, and then I went to go to the bathroom and put on the grass cutting sneakers. I open the door, it's raining again. I'm like, what the
Yep.
Like, oh, fuck this. I'm like, I'm going back in and watching some TV. So we have a good sized show this week. Not too bad. I found quite a few songs this week that we're going to be using over the next couple of weeks for music, but this week's one is pretty entertaining. So let's get into this week's news. That way we can just get it going. BGFG News. You heard it here third. All right, so first up in this week's news, oh, crypto, you saucy rogue. So brothers Anton and James Perrier Bueno have been charged with wire fraud and money laundering. $25 million in Ethereum cryptocurrency is what they got. The method for this is called the exploit. How creative! You're like a pirate. Like pirates are really creative too. What's this?
Well, they didn't name it. The prosecutors did, and the reason why they named it the exploit is because they have no idea what they're actually talking about.
The way the two MIT grads did it was putting the blockchain into question, which, again, like we've said before, crypto not so good, NFTs definitely bad, but the blockchain has some benefits. The blockchain has benefits.
Yeah.
And I also thought it was funny they were told to return the funds, and they just simply said no and continued to launder the money.
They actually are the highest paid individuals in the history of mankind.
How so? What?
25 million in 2 seconds equates to $750 million a minute.
Wow. Yeah, they're doing all right. Ethereum is the crypto.
Take that times 60, and they're making $420 billion an hour.
I take that. I don't think that's too bad. It's not too bad at all.
You could fire me after a day. I'd be okay.
You're right. Exactly. So Ethereum is a cryptocurrency. It's the second in line from Bitcoin. And Ethereum's worth about $3,000 right now per coin, which again, it makes the whole security and stability of cryptocurrency in question. And that's a problem. We already have a problem with misrepresentation of many things, from NFTs to cryptocurrency. Like everybody's got their cryptocurrency. Like what's it worth? Nothing. Because now either you have Ethereum or you have Bitcoin. Nothing. You either have Ethereum
which makes
or
it
Bitcoin.
Like the rest of the money in the world. It's only worth whatever you agree that the transaction you're involved with is worth.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
And there's not a country left that whose money is actually backed by a gold standard.
But I'm sorry. You know what else is a gold standard? Whenever you see a news article that starts off with Florida man. It's like some of this Florida stuff is just absolutely insane. But I gotta give a little bit of credit here because so we're talking about I'm talking about the Florida bus crash, which, even though I'm laughing, it's not something to laugh at. But again, we talk about different things on social media and stuff. This was clickbait, all day long clickbait made by some fucking boomer. Right? So the man accused of driving under the influence and causing the deaths of 8 farm workers rather. The headline that was just grinding my gears, and every headline said the same thing, by the way. Every news article I pulled up about this to try to find different information. It said, at some point in it, it said smoked marijuana oil the night before.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, what are you smoking? Marijuana oil? Is it a dab? What are you doing? Like, I'm not even sure what you're doing. And he was in a car accident. Like, if you dig down in this, it has nothing to do with weed. But that headline right there is going to have some grandma somewhere on Facebook going, see, marijuana is bad. Susie shouldn't be smoking marijuana. This dude was in a car accident 3 days before this accident. 3 days. And let's not forget that this isn't an isolated incident for Mr. Byron Howard either. Because if you do a little digging, you'll notice that he has a couple of other charges, like leaving the scene of an accident in 2019, driving with a suspended license in 2013 and 2018, grand theft auto in 2013, and then leaving the scene of an accident in 2006. But you made the headline about weed. Like, can you just stop? It's going to get federally legalized, okay? It's not a bad drug. Any drug, drinking drug, whatever, any of them are bad if you abuse them, period. It doesn't matter. If you have a job to go to and you sit out in your car before your job starts and you smoke out your car, fishbowl your car, and then you go into work and you realize that your other 2 coworkers called out and you're the only one there and you're baked out of your gourd, you're not going to do your job well. That's irresponsible, right? Now, if you're the type of person that can smoke low-grade weed on your way home and when you get close to home, which is where 420 kind of started, sure, maybe. I'm not that person. I smoke, but I smoke when I'm home. I don't have anything to do or go out, and I just want to chill out at home. That's what I do. And I have no intention. And believe me, in my younger years, I did try. When it takes you, when it feels like it takes you 4 hours to get out of the driveway, you probably shouldn't be driving. When you get on your side street and you feel like you're doing warp 2, then that's also a sign that you should not be driving. So because of those things, I decided not to.
And then you lament the fact that you didn't have a bike with turbo like the kid that just passed you.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
Man, that 8-year-old's hauling.
Was that a tricycle? Did he have trainer wheels on that thing? Man, those things move nowadays. And it just pisses us off here at the show when we see headlines like this that's about something that's not. And usually lately it's been attacking marijuana. I mean, yes, there's other issues, so don't start fucking sending us email. But and speaking of email, you can now, if you go to our, say if you're on iTunes and you're subscribing to our podcast on iTunes, at the top of our description where we have the show notes, on the top, you can send us text messages now. So right at the top, you can click on the link that says leave us a message, and you can actually drop a text message to me and Fremo, and as soon as I get them, I will, within reason, I will read them on the air. Because we tried this once before with email, and the hate mail that Fremo got on a regular basis, we just had to stop reading because it got really mean and foul a lot of times. And he just encouraged it.
I didn't care. I thought it was funny.
Right. I know. I know. What's not funny is when boomers
he made us stop because of the death threats. I was like, I ain't scared of that.
I got guns. You can get me out of here.
They obviously don't know who I am if they think I'm worried about a death threat.
Right. So
how
back to what I
give my actual physical address out over Xbox Live to some idiot. So
yes.
Your ass. Okay, come on.
Here's the address. Yeah, that was a good time. But when they do headlines that are just there to grab you, clickbait, and they're not even true. Like the whole marijuana thing, and the thing that pisses me off the most about that, and why I always trip on the marijuana thing, is because it can help so many people if you federally legalize it. It's literally going to help so many people from Parkinson's, eating disorders, anxiety. It's just there's so many different things. And ain't nobody going out and causing a ruckus when they're stoned. I've never heard of that, not in my entire life. It's usually somebody like, Bill, you're supposed to be at my house tonight. It's a wedding reception. Sorry, bro. I got cooked. Now I'm just on the couch, watching Scooby-Doo. But but boomers get swayed like that all the time, and it's a problem. They get scammed over the phone. They get scammed everywhere. And stealing of passcodes is probably one of the easiest things. And one of the things is a I tried saying this thing like 15 times. SIM swap attacks. So what they do, and they make believe they're from different companies, like say PayPal. And they're telling them that they're part of the security team and that their account is at risk. They're going to send you a code on your phone and just let them know what it is. What it's actually doing is they're trying to get into your account. They're on the phone with you, but they're trying to get into your account, and it needs a security code. So they hit the button, forgot password or whatever, and it goes to your phone, and you're on the phone thinking that this security team, okay, I got the code. It's 5537875. And they go and get the code, and then they log into your account, and they go, haha, and they hang up. Now they have access to your account, and you better hope it wasn't your bank account.
Yeah.
You better hope it wasn't something like that. The software is called Estate, and it helps the hackers do this sort of cold calling thing. But why I brought up this story, there's a bug in the back end of the code that exposed the company's database. Like everything. Like the developers that worked on the program, owners of the phone numbers targeted, and the people that targeted them. And then they try to access many sites. Like they perpetrate a lot of different sites. Bank of America, MasterCard, Yahoo, Venmo, PayPal. But everything is listed there. And then to top it all off, the misconfigured server exposed its location in the data center in Netherlands.
Yep.
So you almost feel bad for these guys.
And they're not even running BitLocker, so none of the data is encrypted.
No. And you I don't want to say you feel bad because they're doing something that's not right. But at the same time, it's like, oh, little lamb.
Yeah.
You didn't lock anything down, did you? Why are you keeping track of there's a reason why organized crime would keep notes in like almost a cipher, right? Because if that got compromised, any chance there's no, but if you write in that ledger, Paulie got paid, beating up Junior, $5,000, you just can't do stuff like that. It just doesn't work. But lastly, this week for news, here's something that's long, long overdue. iPhone and Android users will now be able to be notified when an unknown Bluetooth device is tracking them. Again, a lot of this, I feel, is for the boomers. Because if I'm in my car and I know I don't have anything else on me, and my car keeps telling me, or my phone while I'm sitting in my car keeps telling me that Bluetooth would like to connect to your device. Really? A Bluetooth would like to connect to my... What Bluetooth device is in my car right now? Because I got my watch right here. Yeah. And most educated people or savvy people, I guess, can go into their Android or their iPhone and look and see what their Bluetooth connections are. Go, okay, the car, my watch, these are all legit. What the hell is this one down here that's trying to get in? Or what's this one that keeps trying to reattach? But now there's going to be a set standard that's going to notify you when there's an unknown Bluetooth device traveling with you, which I thought was a really brilliant idea with the coding. So it's not going to just be, oh, there's a device here. It's going to be, there's a device that's trying to connect to your system.
And a persistent connection.
Yeah.
Or a persistent attempt. It's not like you're sitting next to somebody at a red light and they've got a device that's wide open. That's
I'm not saying that I've ever done that in traffic. Hey, who's got an unlocked Bluetooth? Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yep. Have you ever hijacked someone's Bluetooth radio before? Sitting in a light?
I
Freaking hilarious, dude.
Neither
You
confirmed.
like connect to
Well,
it and
you know
start
what?
playing
It's
some
they're
weird
all
song.
zeros. Change it up. They're all zeros. A lot of the newer stuff, you have the ability to change that code. Most people don't. It's all zero. I shouldn't even be saying this. But yes, it's usually all zeros. But all kidding aside, there's been an issue with stalking in recent years. So it is an actual issue. And this is now going to be an industry standard for any type of tracking device, not just AirTags.
And yet another reason why the CIA and NSA are going to hate Apple and Google.
Yes. Yes, they are. Oh, it's getting tougher for them. They have to rethink things. All right, so going into
We're going to have to
music,
actually follow people again.
and it's still going to have that shitty Ford. Looks like a blacked out cop car.
We please get something other than Crown Vics. They're a little dated, and it's damn obvious now.
So continuing with our music trend, summer of covers, which is still so funny, just not one of my best ideas. I got pressured into it for my co-host. Not
this early. You didn't. You started like 7 weeks before I was thinking we'd implement it. But yeah, we'll do that next week. I'm like, what? It's like April, dude. At least wait till June.
Yeah, my bad. I'll own it. Okay.
You wanted to do it.
Not really. There's not a lot of quality covers out there. There might be some repeats this year when we're doing it. Like Marilyn Manson or something. I don't know. But yeah, so this week is Fall Out Boy, which I'm not a huge fan of Fall Out Boy, but they did do a cover of We Didn't Start the Fire, which is a Billy Joel classic. And they changed around some of the lyrics for today, which is really cool as well. So give it a listen. We'll be back on the other side for Stick Style. Stick Style News is going to be entertaining. And some other stuff. We'll catch you on the other side. And yeah, so enjoy Fall Out Boy. A great cover. It just really is.
It is. Yeah, it was me.
That started the fire. Yeah.
Y'all can quit grilling Fall Out Boy. They didn't start it. It was me.
Pyromaniac. So this week I am drinking another Modelo. I just keep getting them. They're good. They've been out of my other beer.
Still working on
you get the Rolling Rock. Yeah.
A nice light crisp pale lager.
Yes.
Extra pale.
I agree. Lagers are good. Just that simple.
Good stuff.
Hey, let's get into this week's Stick Style.
Gaming.
All right, so first up in this week's Stick Style, new Assassin's Creed game. They teased it last week. They announced it this week. If you're a gamer, especially, I don't even want to say Gen Xer. If you're a gamer, there's a very good possibility that you've played an Assassin's Creed game. There's so many of them. They're all essentially the same. And what I love about that franchise is they have something for literally anybody that's going to sit down, a gamer. If you want to be medieval, if you want to be in Egypt, if you want to be a pirate, if you want to, they have the Valhalla one. You have the ability to do just about any, I don't want to say genre free. I mean, what would you, any time in history, maybe?
Yeah, any historical era.
That's it. Nice. And but
that's why it keeps me around, folks. Any word over 2 syllables.
They've never done one in Japan or in China. They've never done one.
Yeah.
Now they coming out in November 12th will be Shadows. Now technically it comes out on the 15th. Of course, you get early, but it's going to be set in feudal Japan. You play both a shinobi assassin and a samurai warrior, which is very cool in my opinion. And you get to switch between the two at your leisure, apparently. You know how these games work, but there is some changes that they're going to put into the game. like for instance, for the first time, free, and I didn't even realize this. This is going to be the first Assassin's Creed game that will not appear on a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. They're going all
Okay.
next gen consoles. And you used to be able to like another change they made, which I don't agree with because I always thought it was the coolest feature, was that when you climb onto something tall, you can survey and synchronize everything, and it gives you this wonderful little panoramic, little mini movie of where you are, which I
Right.
always thought was very cool.
And all the points of interest in that area would unlock on the map.
Correct. And I thought that was important because, I mean, your game designers are spending so much time on getting those cities accurate, so much time, especially the older ones. They were really trying to get it accurate. So I think that took away a little bit from it. You have to now manually survey it and do
Unless you
landmarks
played
and
like
stuff.
I did and you didn't care about the storyline and you're just running around checking out every nook and cranny and finding the points of interest before you even synchronized.
Yeah, that was cool. There was a lot of fun involved in that game, climbing the roofs and jumping over the roofs. And there's some other subtle differences as well besides those, but those are pretty much. But it's still an Assassin's Creed game. So what is really an eye opener for me are the special editions. Do you know how I am about special editions? If you give me
they got some.
But if you give me a good game with good special editions, I'm there, right? But don't gouge it. And right out the gate, any one of these will get you early access on November 12th, right? So you get the standard edition for $70, which, again, we've talked about before on the show about having any standard editions for $70. Your game better be fucking good for $70 for a regular edition. And that doesn't get you early access. The gold edition gets you 3-day early access and season pass, which is essentially 2 downloadable contents. And that's $109. So that's almost $40 more for
$20
3-day early access
per DLC.
Yeah, I don't agree. Then you have the Ultimate Edition. You get the 3-day early access, the season pass, the Sekiro. No, I'm saying that wrong. Sekiro character pack and Sekiro hideout pack. I'm probably not going to say those right again. You get 5 skill points, red dragon filter in photo mode. Yay, $129. But where it would be at for somebody like myself, and as you can see from behind me, I do buy the collector's editions. I got to go to Tsushima back there. I got Starfield. I have a lot. And I enjoy them, especially if you give me a quality one. And the collector's edition that they're announcing is 3-day early access, right? It's the part that bothers me. 3-day early access, Sekiro character pack, Sekiro hideout. You get the season pass, the 5 skill points, the red dragon filter in photo mode. You also get a steelbook. Again, if everybody's going to digital, why do I need a steelbook? And I know there's people out there that collect steelbooks. I work with a couple of people like that collect the steelbooks, and that's cool. But I mean, it's a steelbook. You get a hardcover art book. You get Shinobi's metal Suba replica with stand. So those who don't know what a Suba is the guard that goes on the sword, and they're very important. Like even when I was training in Aido, they're very important. There's something that is part of the sword that should speak to you, and that's what you put on the sword. It's very important. And they're going to give you a replica one with it, which is really cool. You get a Silk Creed Kakamono roll. You get 3 lithographs and the diorama statue of both characters. Now, the statue looks good. Statue does look really good, but they want $280 for this edition free. $280. The scroll I'm probably not going to put up. The map I'm going to look at a couple of times. The Suba I'm going to keep somewhere in the back behind me as a collectible. And of course, the statue goes behind me. Outside of that, I'm getting 3-day access and the downloadable content. But as we've said on the show before, what happens if we get a game that just bombs? There's games that have been sequels and parts of franchises that just plain sucked. That just sucked. There's been Assassin's Creed games that I did not like. I did not like the Black Flag one, and I really wanted to like that one. I didn't like that one. There was Assassin's Creed 2 or 3 also that I didn't like. I didn't like the way some of the story went. But to ask me to go all in at $280 for something like this, I mean, I don't know. I love the feudal Japan. I thought Ghost of Tsushima, you can now get it on the PC. Get it on Steam. It's a phenomenal game. But that's still a lot of money at $280. A lot of money. A lot of money. And moving over to our favorite game right now. Like I'm sure you will play it. Let me see if I can nail this one. I think
The
that
Assassin's Creed game? You
Yeah.
sure I'm going to play this?
I think
Apparently, you
you're
don't
gonna.
remember the conversation we had about the Assassin's Creed Valhalla one.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'll refresh your memory offline.
Well, this is one of those games that it's like I might just wait until it comes out on Game Pass because it's probably going to be inevitable or be part of some sort of package deal. Because I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. Because if I get the game for $70 and I really like the game, I'm going to be really angry at myself that I didn't get the collector's edition. Like I'm going to really kick myself in the nuts a couple of times for that. Then I'll be paying double for that fucking statue online.
Just get it. If you don't like it, right? Get the game. If you don't like it, you can still sell the collector's edition stuff on eBay and make some money.
I know it's just a lot of money up front. The good and bad thing is that it's GameStop that you can order it from, the collector's edition. And GameStop, unlike other companies, and I think you might feel me on this, when you pre-order something, take the fucking money out now. Take the money out now, please. I have the money now. That's why I'm ordering the pre-edition.
Yeah.
Take the money out now. Don't hit me when it comes out in November. Because guess what? I might have a car breakdown. I might have just spent that week's paycheck on start Christmas shopping early. I can't predict what my financial outlook will be in November. So I have it now. Take it now. And they won't. They won't. But moving on to our favorite game at the time, right now, is HellDivers 2. And HellDivers 2 is continuing. Like you're going to see some clips when I do the next Stick Style highlight reel. You're going to see some clips of me and Fremo in the game, like we always do. And you can watch some of these clips, and you will see the progression of us just going in 2 people instead of 4, having a great time, and just annihilating everything and just doing good. We're doing it on easy because it's only 2 of us.
With the exception of the last time we were in there. Holy cow,
the last couple
Joe.
of times. Right. The last couple of times we've been in there, and you will see from the game clips, we've gotten our asses handed to us. And not like, my dog shooting Fremo, or Fremo throwing a grenade and it bounces back and hits me. Like, no, we're legitimately playing well and getting our asses handed to us. So one of the problems right now is that we failed the last major order. So every so often in HellDivers, the major order comes up, and this is an ongoing narrative, and it makes the game one that you want to keep coming back to and playing, which is great. A little while back, divers were challenged on killing 2 billion bugs in 24 hours. We did it in 5, which is great. But apparently this did not make Game Master Joel very happy at all. So now we have to kill 2 billion automatons in 5 days. And we got close. We got close, 78% towards the goal. But we ultimately failed. And what was on the line was a new stratagem. It was an anti-tank stratagem, I believe. Yeah. And we failed. So we didn't get the stratagem. It's not like they're like, oh, you came close, here's another one. No, they just said no. And according to Arrowhead Propaganda, which is just one of my favorites.
Brilliant.
Because of our failure, the Second Galactic War has now begun. Now, if you like the game and you don't know what the Galactic War was about, go do your research and just read a quick article on the original Galactic War, and it'll open your eyes on some things about Super Earth that aren't very flattering. Some are saying that this also might allude to a couple of things, like the incoming third faction from lore, which is the Illuminati. Or it could be that, and I hope this one happens, it could be that they're going to allow NPC squads. So when 2 of us get in there, it'll fill up the other 2 slots with NPCs. And like Gears, but like, no, hold on.
I don't want it. Don't want
it. I disagree.
Don't want it. Don't want it.
Like Gears of War. Oh,
don't want it.
Come on.
I mean, obviously I have no say so. If it happens, it happens, but I don't want it.
But they could be fodder. That's the best part, is that they could be fodder for when we're doing
Look,
something
your
really
freaking
important.
guard dog kills me enough as it is. I don't need to add to my death count with NPCs.
I'm not saying that that's wrong. My guard dog might need some reprogramming. He seems to shoot you. I mean, literally, people. You might say, "Oh well, Phoenix, you gotta position yourself properly." No, no, no. I know how to operate the guard dog, and I am telling you
It
that
doesn't matter.
Fremo, I have literally watched that guard dog turn around and shoot Fremo. Oh, there was somebody behind him. No, there wasn't. There was nobody. No adversaries behind Fremo and me. None.
Like I go on the other side of a building and he'll search me out.
Yeah, it's really kind of bad. Like I can't play with them when Fremo's on. It's embarrassing. But I think the NPC squads could be helpful, especially if you play it by yourself. If you just jump on, you just want to do a couple of quick rounds. You need 3 people to jump into that squad and be fodder. I hope they do it. But before we leave HellDiver stories, the HellDiver community never disappoints. We've broken Sony. We've given tips on what we'd like to see. We've given tips on what we don't like in updates or adjustments, and they've not backpedaled, that's a bad word, but they've adjusted according to what their user base wants, not what they want, which is important when you're having a game. And we have a new rally cry, and that rally cry is "I'm friend."
Friend.
Friend.
How do you say it without the I? Friend.
It's still
Comes
friend.
out the same, I guess.
And it all began with some screenshots, which I have. If you're watching the YouTube video, I have them up right now. It all began with some screenshots that were posted online. Dremsky joined a super destroyer, to go play. And unfortunately, they were playing with some friends only. And they let him know that they would have to kick him out. And when they said, "We're friends only, we have to kick you out," he said, "I'm friend." And then the following response was, "Look, don't make this awkward. You got to go." Which, again, we've done this in games before, Fremo and I, over the past decades, where it's like, "Oh, dude, this is 4-person squad, and unfortunately, I'm waiting on 2 people right now, so you gotta go." The rest of this whole situation is actually legendary. From people creating memes about the titles, so like instead of Master Chief, you could have friend. The
That
dude,
would be awesome.
Dremsky, was tracked down and interviewed on Discord chat, and they responded just like you would think. They responded with memes about me. This makes Dremsky happy. Even Arrowhead's official Twitter got into it. They just posted. They posted. Oh, let me see if I can do this without crying and laughing. They posted for prosperity, for liberty, for democracy, for friend.
Yeah, and I love the fact that everybody's continuing the misspelling.
Yes, FREND. Yep. Oh, that's good stuff. And then finally, in stick style, Starfield update's live. And I know Fremo's kind of excited about that. At least you should be.
It looked good. It looked really good.
Yeah. So I've been playing it again, and because I forgot, I thought I did Game Plus up to 8. I didn't. I'm only Game Plus up to 4. And you're pretty much done with everything, but now I'm really enjoying surveying the planet more now that I can see the map.
I'm not done with it. Anything. What are you talking about?
I know you're not done, but you haven't moved on to the other Game Plus mode.
Yeah, I might be halfway done with exploring all the planets and moons.
Right, and that's great. I envy you now doing that, because now I've put myself in a situation where it's like, oh, do I move up again and stay there, or do I just keep working with this one? I don't know. But
all I know is, according to you, my skill tree does not reset.
Correct.
So when I do finally progress through the storyline and start over again, I'm going to have no problem.
Probably not, if you're filling up your skill tree like that. But with the update, I have to say that it's surveying planets has become very helpful, because there was a spot on the map that you couldn't really see. Like if you were just running around, you would have to randomly see it. But way out in the distance, there was a red ship that was just sitting there, landed. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I took the time. I listened to maybe 3 tracks of an album on Spotify to run my ass all the way over there. But once I got there, I ended up getting, ironically, right after I texted you, I ended up picking up 2 assassin rifles from there, which are awesome. You're absolutely right. Assassin rifles are the way to go.
Did I tell you I got a elliptic Claymore 3?
No. Oh yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah,
Dude, you want to
that.
talk about freaking hard hitting? Oh my gosh! I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not selling my elliptic Claymore 2 because I've got that thing pimped the way I like it. But I haven't even gotten back close to a planet with a good shipyard to see what I can do with the Claymore 3. And I haven't. I mean, literally had 3 Varun ships jump in on me, and 2 of them are dead before.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, like the automatic cannons just shoot them up.
That's awesome.
I
So
haven't been able to dock with anybody because they get blown up so fast. It sucks because I like docking on the Gal Bank money transports.
Oh, that's good when that happens.
I like looking them in the eye when I steal their money.
I agree with that one. I do. So there's many great features in this update. You can look at it in the show notes. We have it in the show notes where it's got listed of everything, and there is a lot. A lot of small things, a lot of big things, but there is some great features at it. I've spent probably like 3 nights in a row now. When I'm done playing with anybody else, or I'm done playing HellDivers, I'll just go incognito and play Starfield till I fall asleep in my chair. And it's just mostly running around planets now because, like I said before, now that I can see the map, it's like, oh, I'll go survey that shit. Absolutely, I'm going to run over there because it might be a weapon or something I don't have. And one of the other things I forgot about was the balancing they were going to do in combat. So now you can adjust the difficulty, whether it's space combat or ground combat. So, for instance, if you have a ship that you really like, or if you have the starting off ship and you're just like, I don't want to get another ship, I don't care, then you can balance the game out so where the space combat is very easy. But you like doing shootouts and you have good guns. Well, then up that side a little bit and you'll get better drops. So when you're up in the difficulty, it doesn't mean that things are going to suck. When you up difficulty, it's going to mean that you're going to get better drops. Pretty much all games do that. And now there's one that's called extreme difficulty. So you'll be able to bump up the difficulty to extreme. And they're already saying they're like, hang on to your hats. So I don't know. I'm not going to do extreme difficulty.
I'm gonna have to bump that up because I don't have any challenge left when it comes to gunfights.
Yeah.
Part of that has to do with the fact that I'm rocking a couple different chameleon. I think I've got a chameleon boost pack and a chameleon helmet. So like I'm invisible even when I'm standing. I don't even have to crouch. And I've maxed out the concealment skill as well. So literally the only thing they might see is whatever weapon I have equipped at the time.
Well, that's cool. As we said before, there's performance upgrades too, of course, for the Xbox, allowing 30, 40, and 60 frames. Or you can do uncapped if you have a VRR, a variable refresh rate on your TV. It'll do up to 120 frames, which is pretty sweet. The amount of quest bugs is huge that they fixed. Check out the patch notes, like I said, in the show notes and see what they did. We're still waiting for the ground vehicles, which they insist are on the way, and I'm waiting for the mod control panel because there's already been leaked videos of people that have modded it. I don't want to say illegally because Bethesda never says it's really illegal. It's just you're not going to get a lot of the features in the game if you do the mods right now.
Right.
But there's a Star Wars mod that's out that looks really, really good. Oh, no. That was for, I'm sorry, that was for HellDivers. My bad. HellDivers has a Star Wars mod out. But it's nice to see these mods are coming out, and Bethesda is all about the mods. Like Arrowhead never really said that they're into them or not, and the fact that somebody did a Clone Wars HellDivers, I think is very cool, but Bethesda allows it. Like if you look at Skyrim, there's a lot of cool mods for Skyrim. So when Bethesda releases this mod control panel for this game, it's going to be next level. Like you're going to have a shit, like I cannot wait. Because there's going to be Star Wars ones, right off the cuff. There'll be Star Wars ones. There'll be Firefly mods. There'll be any space movie you have seen. It will most likely be on this game. But it's hard to tell if that's going to. Oh, that would be good too if you could install a HAL on your. Oh, that would be great. But it's hard to tell if this is going to come before or after the Shattered Space expansion, which I'm looking forward to as well. So that's where I'm at with, for me, that's where I'm at with Starfield right now. It's like I'm debating whether I want to, utilize that text system that we have now in the information on our podcast feed. So whether you're getting it at Spotify or anything else, at the top of the show links, you're going to see a little spot that says "Send us a text." Let me know what you guys think I should do. Should I go in the free mode direction and just stick at Game Plus level 4 and just do the free mode where I'm going through every single story and every single planet, or should I just keep going until level 10 and then stop there and just max out everything at level 10? Because I can do 2 or 3, probably 2. I can do 2 Game Plus modes a night if I try hard enough. I can get through 2 of them because you're just getting artifacts at that point. And you already know all the outcome of everything. You just got to get a couple of good guns. So click on the link. Let me know what you think. And we're going to get into, for what it's worth, the last segment, because, man, am I going to do a rant. Oh, first up, GM Cruise. Now, we've talked about it on the show before. They pulled, this is the autonomous car vehicles, or the autonomous vehicles, that they pulled back because there was a lot of problems with them, right? So the GMC Cruise is now back. Now, remember the incident last year? I don't know if you remember it, Free. The one where the driverless car dragged a pedestrian over 20 feet. Again, I shouldn't be laughing.
Well, but here's something that most people don't know, is that the pedestrian had already been hit by somebody else.
You're taking away my comedy here, buddy. Taking away my comedy. Okay. Okay, so all right. So it was a hit and run.
Yeah.
It was a hit and run. But the autonomous vehicle after the hit and run did drag the individual another 20 feet. It wasn't the autonomous vehicle that did the hit and run. It was somebody else that did the hit and run. And then the autonomous vehicle went, fuck it. I got my route
didn't have a chance to respond because the person flipped up and landed in front of the car.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Douchebag.
Absolutely killing me. You are a douchebag. But that was in San Francisco, and they've moved back to
douchebag.
That was in that was in San Francisco, and they moved back to Arizona now. And the company said that this time they only have 2 vehicles, and they'll have safety drivers behind the wheel. They're hoping to get everything fixed and start expanding again. I wonder if they move back to the desert because it would be harder to hear people scream as they get dragged away.
Yeah, right.
Because there's so many places.
Nowhere.
And not to mention, there's so many places to bury that body in the desert. Like, you don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Just shallow grave it about 50 feet off the road. And let the buzzards and animals eat it.
You want us to do what, GM? Dig holes just narrower than the width of this car? Why? It's so we can deposit debris that we've picked up along the road.
Right. So let me ask you something, Free. When was the last time you fully shut down your phone?
Yesterday.
Get the hell out of here. Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, how about before that?
The day before. I reboot my phone every night.
It's such a shame you can't see what finger I'm holding up.
That's great, Free. Good job for you. So I don't. I've left mine on for like long periods of time, and I'm sure most people do. I mean, I can't even. I bet you if I went upstairs and asked my wife right now when the last time she restarted her phone, she would say never. I've never seen her phone off ever.
System update.
Ever. Even then, what is it? 30 seconds maybe. According to experts at the NSA, since we always trust the NSA, I mean, they're honest, right? They say that this actually protects against hacking. Now, I'm not 100% sure that restarting your phone is going to stop, your moron cousin from clicking on the link that says "Get quick cash now."
Right.
But I will say this: what Fremo and I can tell you for a fact is that any computing device, when you restart it, will do a power on self test, and this resets many parameters with the device. Usually, if the parameter is not correct, it'll just reset the parameters to default if it can't find the correct configuration. Which I have to give it to them. This isn't a bad idea.
No, it's not.
Restarting the phone is not a bad idea. It's not a gimmick. It's not NSA
Here's the
launching new
thing that
programs.
a lot of people don't realize: hacking's not a 30-second thing
Oh God, no.
for the most part, like you see in the movies.
Oh please, I'd say that I do that at work all the time. I look at dead facing people's right in their face, and I go, "I'm in." That's not a thing, ma'am, sir. That's not a thing. You're not hacking into something that quick, unless you know the password. It's just
that's
even a brute
story,
force attack. Even a brute force attack on a password that's 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to take about 25, depending on the computer, it's going to take about 25 minutes, let's say, roughly.
Yeah.
To crack that.
And that's the thing. Outside of you being stupid and just giving away information to someone, like we talked about earlier with the one-time password hack, which to me that's not really a hack, but have stuff like that. Hacking into something is takes time, and you can disrupt that process through a simple reboot.
Yeah, because it's going to reset all the parameters. It's going to do what you should have done, last week. But let's close the show this week with 2 stories. So in all, start up your phone. Pick it one day a week and just shut your phone down, and then give it a little time and then restart it. Let it reset and do its thing. You might even realize that in some cases, that update that you downloaded, that you said you didn't even realize that you said, "Hey, I can't do that right now. Let me restart later." You're going to restart your computer or your device and find out it's actually working better. Like, go figure. We're going to close out the show today with a couple of stories because it is for what it's worth. So there's a couple of stories of the dumbing down of America that we like to point out here because it's sad when you see, like, the fact that we use the example all the time of the fact that we have to put a notice on a cup of hot coffee that shit's hot because you didn't realize that yourself. Or you have to put on a wrapper of a sandwich, don't eat wrapper. Like, this is new to you? So this is the dumbing down of America that we've gotten to. And just to show you in the picture, if you're watching, and these pants are an issue with me. Don't start sending me email. Don't create texts that tell me about freedom or fashion sense. These are pea-stained jeans. They're jeans that have what looks like a pea stain in the front of them.
Sad day. You are apparently being an anti-Semitic right now.
What are you talking about?
Everybody knows this is a throwback to the Adam Sandler movie.
How'd you get to anti-Semitic?
All the cool kids are doing it because he's Jewish.
What the hell does that have to do with anything? What? What does that?
Let's see if I can generate some hate mail for you.
Oh my God, you're such an asshole. Oh,
douchebag. Billy Madison. You remember
the movie? I know the movie. Oh, the cool kids. I know the movie.
Are doing it. Yeah.
These jeans are $769. $769.
Yeah, this site's got to be like a joke.
I hope it is. But fashion, if you ever see a fashion walk, there is a lot of stupid shit out there. And that is literally the dumbing down of America. Like,
oh, here's a Pee Wee Herman cycling suit.
God, this is just insane. I'm moving on. Next, we have these morons.
Here's your ball cap for you. I pee in pools.
That's not a bad ball cap. Next, we have these idiots to close out the show. It's a group of prominent TikTok users that are suing the government. Now, we talked about last week on the show about the TikTok ban. And that's basically, if people don't realize because they don't do enough research, that the TikTok ban is because TikTok is run by ByteDance, which is a Chinese company, and there is proven facts that China actually reads. I don't want to say they read all your TikToks, but they read all the algorithms and utilize the algorithms. Well, we're at a cyber war level, in my opinion. Free, would you disagree? We're at a cyber war level with China.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, we said that a few weeks back. We're in a Cold War. It's just not overt. It's a cyber war.
Right. And the fact that we have a very prominent social media app that's in this country that is exchanging information with China is not something that we want to do. Now, I'm not going to get into it any farther than that because it should come to a vote. Democracy prevails. But we are currently trying to ban TikTok. So TikTok has a choice. TikTok can either leave the country forever, or TikTok can sell to a U.S. manufacturer, U.S. Development, or U.S. company and continue to operate here, but under, the U.S. rules and regulations.
/ NSA gets the data and not China.
Right. Now, 8 users. Now, we said we said it was a good idea because China turned around and went, "Oh, really? How do we fix this?" And somebody went, "Hey, you know what you do if you were in the U.S.? You just sue them right back. It'll get caught up illegal forever." And that's what they did. And we applauded them last week because we said that was such an American thing to do, is countersue.
Yeah.
But now you have a group of prominent TikTok users that are suing the government themselves for possibly banning the app. The 8 users who together have millions of followers. I don't understand how that regulates you to speak on behalf of those millions of followers, right? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. The reason they're suing is because their lifestyle goes away.
I follow Ric Flair, but I'm not taking any legal, money, or marriage advice from the man.
No, but seriously, this one dude has 6.8 million followers. He doesn't work anymore. He just puts up TikTok videos.
But I want to say, in my research for this story, instead of doing what like mainstream media does and just go by the surface, when you dig a little deeper, they're claiming that the ban will violate their First Amendment right. It also stops them from sharing expressive material. The ban would also jeopardize their income. Now, I'm down with the fact that it's going to jeopardize their income. Like Fremo said, I agree with that 100%. It will jeopardize. If you have 6.3 million followers, you're making bank. We've talked on the show before about Amaroth, who's expanded herself to owning 7-Elevens and everything, but she's still creating content. You have people like Linus Tech Tips. You have people, Jay's 2 Cents. You have so many places that are generating content. Senpai Gaming, generating content on a daily. Those are the people that are making huge money. Granted, it's a little obscene amounts of money, but they're still making a living at it. This is TikTok. This isn't long-form YouTube videos. This isn't commercials. This isn't a merchandising business. This is TikTok.
Like I said last week, if these lawsuits don't just get thrown out, it's a joke.
Oh, yeah, I agree 100%. But I think it's sad because the real problem here is that, you poor babies are going to have to get a real job. And again, I'm excluding people like Christopher Townsend, a.k.a. Topher. He legit uses his platform to boost his rap career. That's what this is for. Chloe Joyce Sexton from Tennessee, down your neck of the woods. She uses the platform to promote her baking business, Bluff Cakes. And she's done very well at it. So, like, posting a video of how you made these cupcakes, how they're delicious, how you tried something new, generates business for your website, your walk-in, your brick and mortar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and with the rapper, I mean, what better way? Back in our day for Gen Xers, it was people like Ludacris selling CDs out of the trunk of their car. That's how they got famous or noticed. Or dropping the famous story of the bathroom. Yo, I got my mixtape right here. Yeah, I'm peeing. Yeah. Okay. But I'm talking about the other ones, right? I'm talking about the and you've seen them. They went down to the store and found a new candy bar and wanted to share it with the world. Like, you're not. See, I'm starting already. You're not a fucking content creator, okay? Even if you think our show sucks, Remo and I are creating content every single week. Whether you like it or not, we're creating content. Senpai Gaming creates content every week. Linus Tech Tips, like him or not, creates content every week. It's content. It's not you sitting there twirling your hair and going, oh my God, chat, you just need to subscribe. I got my rent due. You're not a content creator. You're not. It's just that simple. And the fact that you're making videos about the new nail polish you found, or bro, I popped a power energy drink today, dude. It totally. Are you being sponsored by them? Have some business sense. Are you being sponsored by them? Then don't fucking talk about them because they're not paying you. Freebo and I have done that on the show in the past decades where we'll talk about something like the Corsair keyboard that I'm using over here that we talked about on the show. I said that I don't get sponsored by Corsair, but I truly feel this is one of the best keyboards I have ever put my fingers to, ever. And that's going to people's homes and doing work and working at retail and touching all sorts of keyboards. This, by far, in my opinion, is the best keyboard. You know, Freemo's talked about his headset. What was it, the Logitech?
Yeah.
Which one? Yeah, that you absolutely adore. Like, because we've used them, we're not getting paid for it, but we just use them and we feel that strongly about them. I'm not showing you the fucking the case that I bought the other day that's real leather on my iPhone. I'm not talking about that because it doesn't fucking matter. It's not content creation. That's just talking about shit randomly. The fact that
like
you
which
have
beer we're drinking.
Like what beer we're drinking. We don't get endorsed by them. Modelo, if you want to send me, a case or two, I mean, I'm here. I'm home. But these are things you're not creating content if you're not. Anyway, I can keep going on that.
Did you see that they got dropped in the chat?
Oh, what? No, I didn't. Nice.
I'm gonna get me one.
USB stick to destroy anything. That is great. USB stick to destroy other USB sticks.
Just plug this into your laptop. It'll fix your problems.
It just destroys the computer. So again, you're not a content creator. That is not your career. You are doing this as a hobby. You just got really lucky, and people like the way you talk or you look, and they're going to keep doing that. That's not content. I recently I started stretching again, and I recently started following a guy on YouTube. I don't even remember his name, and I wish I did because I like to put some people in his path. But all he does is just do these like 10-minute videos on a proper stretch for a certain muscle. That's it.
Yeah.
I've been a huge proponent because of 30 years of martial arts. Stretching is key. Whether you're heavy or skinny or strong or weak, it doesn't matter. Stretching will really help you a lot. So these people that are doing this bullshit of like, this is my new candy bar, and oh my God, I can't believe what happened today. Did you see what Biden said? Oh my God, did you see what Trump said? Like, you're not. And look at the new Progressive insurance commercial, right? This is a great example. The new Progressive insurance commercial called Unhidden Gems, right? It's got an influencer. So the guy's sitting there with Flo, and he's like, this is a great spot. I can't believe I found this spot. Got the beautiful lake, got the trees, got the eagle flying overhead. And it was just a beautiful spot. And he's like, I really hope it doesn't get ruined. And sure enough, he turns around and there's an influencer. She slides, are you done? She slides in with her phone, starts with, hey fam, I'm just in this beautiful lake I just discovered. I'm practicing gratitude and manifesting abundance. You are not a content creator. You're not. I created content. What content? What content did you create? Show me a picture of you with your, $180 sippy cup with water in it, standing in front of a selected section of a lake, telling me about how you're all about, manifesting abundance and expressing gratitude. Yeah, you just gave somebody at Starbucks this morning a big fucking pile of shit because they didn't get your latte extra grande, twice pumped, whatever the fuck ever, right? Telling you, I hate this shit. It makes me mental free. It makes me mental.
It ain't gonna get any better. It ain't gonna get any better.
No, and then you get the fucking
mindset is just we're spiraling out of control.
I can't even like I can't even get.
So they make it legal for us to just pimp slap these people.
And honestly, I can't get angry. I can't get super angry at the people that like.
I think I'm going to try and introduce that bill. Gen X can pimp slap Gen Z, millennials, at will with no repercussions.
That would be great. Oh, that would be great. Oh,
I mean, you're not prosecuting them for shoplifting and burning buildings down. Why should I get prosecuted for a pimp slap?
Because even if for some ungodly reason that I go to slap somebody, even at my size, I go to slap somebody and they're a big genetic jackhammer of, a millennial or whatever. Even if you took a swing at me and connected and dropped me, I can guarantee you that there's going to be some Gen Xers somewhere that don't even know me that are just walking by. They're going to be like, oh, fuck that. And they're going to come over and be like, no millennial's going to do that to a Gen Xer on my watch. Now, remind me,
right.
if I start shit with a boomer and a boomer slaps me around, other Gen Xers are going to be like, fucking deserved it.
Yeah, you're on your own, man. That shit.
But if a millennial whoops my ass, other Gen Xers are going to be like, dude, leave him alone. What the fuck are you doing? And jump in. But anyway, I digress. I can't even get mad at the hustle, right, of the people that are on OnlyFans that hit up these other social media lines like the Chive, X, I want to say Facebook, but not really, Instagram, TikTok, and they're trying to promote their OnlyFans, which is where they're making money. I can't get mad at that hustle. But these also, the smarter people, the smarter ones, they are not calling themselves influencers. They can't call themselves content creators. They're just created on OnlyFans, which is subscription based.
If you literally desire to be an influencer, I feel sorry for you because the only people following you are sheeple. And as soon as somebody comes along with a funny or haha or whatever it is you do, your fan base is gone. You're a flash in the pan.
I'm glad you said that. So let's look at the two. I want to see where you stand on this. In the red corner, you have Harris Heller from Senpai Gaming, content creator, does reviews of stuff that he uses, reviews different tech items, has a studio in his basement, built his home off of YouTube. Try to puts out content once or twice a week. That's comparing microphones, comparing stream decks, comparing keyboards, comparing something with real world attitude, and he still games at night and broadcasts that. In the blue corner, you have I don't want to say Amaroth because that's a bad example. She's a hell of an entrepreneur. I don't know what the fucking baby girl or whatever the hell her name was that sold her bathwater. Now, where would you stand on those two? Are the bathwater lady is influencing people and considers herself an influencer, goes to those stupid ass parties and shit like that, shows up at the conventions all the time. She's influencing other people with her makeup choices or her drink choices or whoever fucking sponsors her that month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not creating content. You are literally no different than an 80s one-hit wonder on the radio. You're being used by a system to basically make somebody else money. Are you making money at the same time? Yeah, I'm sure you're getting paid too, but you're not making the real money. And as soon as somebody comes along that, like I said, has a funnier ha-ha or a hipper look or whatever it is, you're done. You're done. Because everybody that you've influenced is just looking for the next latest and greatest, and you're not it anymore.
Right. And we've talked before about I've goofed around on like the DJs on Twitch and how being a DJ myself at a radio station and my brother being a live DJ for like parties and fucking weddings and shit like that. You're not doing anything. You're playing an automated system and then you're fake twirling knobs while you're going to the beat. Like you're not making music. And the fact that you're sitting there with like 150 gimmicks behind you. And if you're a lady, you're wearing a tank top. If you're a dude, you're wearing something outrageous. Or there's 100 different ways to go about it. You're not creating content. You're reiterating content. If you're somebody that's on, like Freeman was just saying, if you're just sitting there and you're the latest greatest for now until the next one comes along, right? So there was a big thing on Twitch about the lady that used to do the self-art painting, and she was at the forefront. And again, she never changed anything, and she just happened to be the spokesperson for the extreme content. So she would have to come in and paint her boobs first. Then she would go on the air and paint the rest of her body while she was talking. I thought that was genius. Nothing to do with her being naked. The fact that she's holding conversations with her chat room while she's painting herself to look like Magneto or Spider Girl or whatever. Just talent. And she's having intelligent conversations. Not like, oh, your nipple's getting hard. No, that's not. She usually ignores those. Because I've seen them in the chat pop up. Because there's always some asshat. But then you, like I was starting the conversation off with, Frey. Then you got Harris Heller, who's literally making a living. He's got a merchandise. He's got a brand. He's got a home studio, an audio home studio that records for people. He records his own albums, which are free, I might add. But he records albums for himself and other people. He rents out that studio space. He's got multiple. It's well done when you do something like that because it's thought out. Amaroth, of course, I feel is just the height of that, where she used, hey, I'm a good-looking redhead. Even when she had a douchebag husband, I'm a good-looking. And before you start sending shit to me, I don't subscribe to anything of her. Nothing. I'm going by news articles. I'm going by free clips that you can see on Twitch or any other platform. The woman is very smart. She's selling her body look, and she's taking that because it's like she'd be the first one to tell you, looks don't last forever. You're 20-something right now. You're not going to look like that when you're our age. It's not going to happen. So you're capitalizing on that fame and fortune right now by investing in other things. Harris Heller invests in other things. Linus Tech Tips, Linus is not stupid. He's got a lot of different ventures that are out there that are working for him. That's where you're a content creator. Influencer is such a shitty term. I'm influencing. Influencers to me are start and stop with the Kardashians. The fact that whole fucking family can sit around doing nothing all day and go, oh my God, I really hate this phone. I really hate the iPhone 14. Nobody buys the 14 now, and people are turning it in because fucking Kardashian said so.
Yeah.
Like, they have done literally nothing in their life to become famous and rich. Killing me. All right. That's enough of my rant because I can feel my blood pressure getting higher. Because the influencer thing always kills me.
I tried to distract you with the USB kill switch, but it didn't work.
No, it didn't. Because my face is all red right now because I'm just fucking heated. Because we work hard at what we do, and I cannot stand when I see somebody that just is not making good content. And I don't even care if it's like, if you have shitty audio, I mean, that's a problem that I have, is that when you have shitty audio and you're doing your own podcast, fix your fucking audio, or you're too dark lit or something, your lighting's bad. Again, all of this stuff doesn't really matter to me, but you're out there doing something. You're having a conversation with your best couple of buddies about Fortnite or Dungeons and Dragons. That's awesome. That's content. You're creating that content, especially if you can get your chat and your groups and feedback and email and all that shit going with it as well. That's fucking phenomenal. But when you're sitting there twirling your hair all night long and you do that, and if I get 15 subscriptions today, I'm going to do jumping jacks with no bra. Like, seriously, that's awful. You're one step away from OnlyFans. Just do OnlyFans and get it going. I don't know. I don't understand. All right, that's it. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Before I melt away. All right, that's it for this week. 10's down, show's over. So you can find more of this garbage at bgfgonline.com. You can also send us an email with your questions or suggestions at bgfgshow@gmail.com. Find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast, Podcast, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser, and YouTube. Thank you for listening. Never mention how much that shit pisses me off.
Once or twice.